Hello everyone, welcome back. Previous session we discussed about how to configure the Tomcat in AWS EC2 instance, and we started learning about manager and server status and host manager. And today I will show you how to deploy a WAR file into the Tomcat server and few other things. Let me summarize what we will discuss. Deploy WAR file into the Tomcat server and changing the port number of Tomcat. By default, it will come with the 8080 port, and we can change that port even. And now I can able to access that. There are a few things we have discussed: start, stop, reload, and undeploy. These things we will going to discuss today. Let me start my Tomcat instance. If you have any doubts, you can check on share the chat box. We will discuss it. This is my Tomcat home page, which, which will be running on the 8080 port. By default, it is running on the 8080 port, and this is my IP address. So this is the public IPv4 address of your EC2 instance. You can check this one here. See, this is the IPv4 public IP address and port number of which is default Tomcat port number 8080. Now I want to address that how to access the manager app, and earlier we discussed on that. And you can click on the manager app. It will ask you the credentials, and this one also we configured in the previous session. I'm just log into Tomcat. This is my Tomcat web application manager page. So initially there are 5 applications which are available: docs, examples, host manager, manager. And let me check what are all the available things in the Tomcat. See, web apps, see, documents, examples, host manager, manager, and root. These are the available applications inside the web apps folder directory. Now, I want to deploy the port. I want to deploy the our WAR file. When you install the Tomcat server, by default it will come with the port 8080. So later we can discuss on that whether we can change it or not. So now even other servers also it will come with the default port 8080 like Jenkins, JBoss. These servers also have 8080 default port. So now I want to deploy the WAR file. There are two ways to deploy the WAR file. So what are those? See, deploy. Deploy the directory or WAR file located on server. This means your WAR file is available in the server. That means any of your Tomcat directories we can deploy from there by using the context path. This is the your own path. You can give anything, but WAR or directory file path. This means where that WAR file is available, you have to mention that path and then deploy. As of now, we are not discussing on this. Now we will discuss WAR file to deploy. This one where your WAR file is located on your local machine or PC. So that means you have to choose that WAR file and upload it. Now I will select choose file. Here my Tomcat war file is available. See, this is my war file. I'm going to select this. See sample web app that war. Right now there are only five. Once I try to deploy this, it will show here sample web app. Even you can check in your server also. You can check ls -l. See sample web app that war file is there, and this is the extracted file of that war file. Now we can able to access this war file using the this is the default port range. Up to this you can access. Then your application name where we deployed just now. Take this copy and try to execute this in the separate tab. See, it is going for the home page. When you click this, it will invoke some server side content. Wait for some minutes. Just refresh or you can run it. See, this is my sample web application Snoop servlet, which is HTTP request method. There is GET. This is one of the RESTful code which is running on the server. Now, even if you click here and you can open using the right click, this one also it will open here. If you click on this, it will hit the backend code. This is how you want to deploy and execute your WAR file from the manually or using the Tomcat manager. Or suppose in one EC2 instance, we can't create multiple instances. That means multiple. Suppose if you have only one EC2 instance and there you should install only one Tomcat server, not more than one, because it will be duplicate and it is not allowing. For best practices, we have to create one more instance and you have to install whichever the version you required. This is how we want to follow. Can we change the port number of this Tomcat? Yes, we can change the port number. Default 80802, another port. Each application have their own context path, same as a war file name. So just now we have discussed how to access the war file after deploying. So this is the IP address of your EC2 instance, public IPv4 address, and 80804. Sample application is the war file name, which we have shown here. This is the war file name. This is how we want to access. Even if we click on this, it is reachable. There's no issue. Check, see. But instead of using this, we can separate, open in a separate tab. Then you can see whether it is running or not. Then that is fine for best practices. Suppose if you are going to stop Tomcat server, all the applications is going down and you are not able to get the result. Instead of that, we can stop the specific application and we can remaining applications it will not stop and it will continue running. For that you can see this enable start is disabled now because it is already in the start mode, and stop is there, reload is there, and deploy is there. We will discuss one by one. And if you stop this application, only the sample web app application only it will stop and the remaining application it will continue running. It is not going to down. Now I want to stop this application. See what will happen. I'm going to stop this application. Now start is enabled and deploy is enabled. Stop and reload is disabled. Now we will check this. What you will get? You will get the 404 error because we already stopped that application. See what is that 404 error? Guys, you have to follow these errors. 400 errors is the client side errors, that is file not found. 500 are the server errors. We can learn it from later. Now it is showing the 404 error, and the remaining applications are as it is running. There is no generation. If you see examples, if we click on this example, see it is coming. This is how we want to use stop button. Now let me try start again. Start. Now we can hit the same key. This is how you want to manage your application in the Tomcat server. And one more option is called reload. What is this reload option? Reload. Suppose I'm going to open this sample web app. This is one of the static page. So suppose if you are doing any hot fixes, suppose if you are missing any text here and you are not able to get the actual content, then we can do the hot fixes and we can reload that war file. For that you don't need to require to restart the Tomcat server. Simply you can reload the war file, then you can start the application. That is the reload option. That means hot fixes. Any hot fixes you are doing for your static pages, you can use. Suppose if you are doing any server side code, for that you need to restart the server. Stop and start the server, then only it will be able to fetch the data. Otherwise, it will not remember. Do remember, guys. Only the static page you can use the reload option. If it is the server side code, you can redeploy and start the Tomcat server, then only it can able to fetch the data. Then undeploy finally. So undeploy will do, it will completely remove from the web apps folder. You can check right now it is available in here, web apps folder. See, right now it is available. Sample web app.war file is there, extracted file also is there. So now I want to remove that file from the web apps. We can use the undeploy option. It will remove from the web server applications and it is removed from the web apps folder. I clicked on the undeploy. Now we can check whether it is available or not. See, it is gone. This is how you want to manually deploy your applications into the Tomcat server and you can run using the app manager. Now we will discuss about the second one. What is that second one? Files which are located from the server. Deploy the directory or war file located on server. So I can check. I will check whether it is available or not. I'll check any temp folder is there. See, my sample web app.war file is there. I want to access this war file. This is located on the server. your Linux server. Then I want to deploy this war file into the Tomcat server. So I'll take the directory. This is the war file. I want to access this war file. Take this directory, that is temp directory. Use this temp, then war file name. You have to use sample web app.war. Then what is the context path? This is required field. It is not mandatory. You can give anything. My web app. So when you try to deploy this war file, instead of sample web app.war, it will come my web app.war as an application path. That means a context path. Let me try it. See my web app. It is in a running mode. It is already started. Now we can try to access this my web app.war. Earlier we have used the other one. Now we can check accessing this war file name. Manually I'm trying to execute this application using the browser. See, it is coming. Just click on the note circular. Will come. Will fetch the data. This is how we want to deploy the war file from the where it is located on the server. The context path, you can give your own path, anything as per your request or your interest. Then XML configuration path is not required, and then war file path. This is how you want to deploy the war file and run it. Even you can try it here. I right click open here. It's open. It's simply hitting the backend code. There is no issue. How you are opening the application. It will open. Now we will go to change the port number of Tomcat server where it is located. cd but get inside the Tomcat directory cdconf. So we have to check the server.xml file where the port is enabled 8080. For that you have to use vi editor for opening the file server.xml file. I'm going to hit. You can check where that port is enabled 8080 by searching the 8080 port. See, there available 8080 port. Press I, that means insert. Edit mode. I'm going to edit this 8080 port to 9090. 9090. Escape :WQ. I saved the changes, and you need to stop the server and start. Otherwise, it is not able to recognize. See, even it is started. I'll check once again. Need to stop the server. Stop. Get into the cd opt directory. Stop Tomcat. Then start again. Now it is not enabled. It will keep on rotating. Now we can start the server. Clear. Start Tomcat. Now we can check 9090 port. You can try accessing the 800. What it will be? Still it is not loading. can try with 9090. See, this is how you want to change the port number of your Tomcat server. Now I'm going back to I'm changing again to default 8080. Now take the insert mode. Come here 9090 to 8080. I'm changing the default port again. Click escape :WQ. It will save the changes the data and you need to stop the Tomcat. Need to stop the Tomcat. You can try opening the 9090. It will not open. See, it is going down. Now you can start Tomcat. It is started. Now I can open 8080. Now it is open. You can able to access. These are the WAR files. Just now we have deployed the my web app.war file and we can stop this. Now we can try to access the same WAR file. 404 because we already stopped. Now we'll check whether that WAR file is available in web apps folder or not. CD fetch. See, my web app.war is there. It is there. Now we can try to undeploy this WAR file. Undeploy. Now we will check. Let's open. It is not there. You have to deploy and undeploy the WAR file on your own. This is the simple steps. We discussed about already changing the port number. Suppose if we want to search and process ID of your Tomcat server which is running on the Java, you can use ps-ef grep Tomcat or Java. You can use anything because grep command is used to search for the process ID of see, a root is running in the process ID means 00. Then there are several other also coming, but that is not required now. Or else you can use top command. You can see the user and process. There are different things you can see. Okay, clear this. We already discussed the port number. Now we deployed the WAR file in two ways. Either is deploy the WAR file from the local PC or deploy the WAR file from the server which is located on a server, and we discussed about the start button and stop button, reload and undeploy. Now we can check instead of deploying the web apps folder, can we deploy any other folder or directory? Can we use it or not? So we can use it instead of deploying the WAR file from the web apps. We can use our own name. Let me check. Ready? Come back. See, this is Chandra folder. Let me get inside the Chandra. What it is there? This is empty file. Now I want to deploy my web applications from Chandra. For that, what you need to do, get inside that, to copy the directory cd web app, use 10 clear plus hyphen 10. See, there is sample web app that war file is there. I want to take this war file to my folder which is called copy sample web app that war file to Chandra folder. Okay, it is there. Web app that war. I want to copy this file to the my Chandra folder. For that, you need to use cp command sample var file name, where you need to copy this file, or we can deploy using the other application. Get inside the cd opt directory, cd apache, okay. No files available. Now I can deploy one var file. Choose file, var file name, and deploy it. The sample web app is there. Now I can check sample web app.war file is there, and we can copy this. See, what Chandra. Now we can get back inside the cd Chandra. Check whether the file is available in the Chandra directory or not. See, one var file is there. Now we can deploy the, after you want to deploy from the Chandra folder, you need to configure this in the server.xml file, then only it is going to take. So get inside the web apps or conf cd, when it is not there, cd conf ls server.xml file is there. So I can check vm server dot, clear the screen vm server.xml. I'm opening that server.xml file. I want to search with the name called app base. App base. See, this by default it is coming in the web apps directory. Now I have to change this directory to the Chandra. Can press escape :wq. Now we can stop the Tomcat server cd cd opt clear plus stop Tomcat, sorry, stop and then start again. Start Tomcat. Now it is started. Try to access. By default web apps folder we changed it already. Now we can going to deploy these folders from using the war file. Like that you can change the default app base from web apps to any of your folder. Then you can deploy that war file. Now we can try to deploy one war file. Sample web app.war deploy. So it is there. Just getting the details. Now I can check inside Chandra folder. See, we deployed and application is there. Here, extracted application is here. This is how you want to take your own directory or your folder for deploying the applications to Tomcat server. Now I'm going back again and I'm changing the port number. cdconf v server.xml. I'm going to search app base. Insert. I'm changing to web apps folder default again. Web apps. Press escape :w2. It saves. We can stop Tomcat. cd opt directory. Stop Tomcat and then start Tomcat. It is started. Now accessing the host manager app where it is available. Initially I was just explain about the manager app and I want to access the host manager app. For this you need to disable or comment the host manager section in our host manager. So by default I already configured this one. So where you have to configure this, you need to get into the Apache Tomcat directory. cd web apps. Here host manager is there. Get inside that host manager. Manager. Here meta-inf is there. Get inside that. Context.xml file is there. Open that context.xml file. Context.xml. Here you need to comment these two lines. See, value class name is equal to or value remote address value and allow 127 something. So this you need to comment, then only it will ask for the username and password. So this one I already configured, so it is asking the username password. Let me log in. See, I can able to access the host manager. See, list of virtual host, HTML host manager help, host manager help, server status, everything you can check it here. Server status, click on the server status, it comes. List of applications, see, then you can get back. List of virtual host, you can click this. There are, this is how you want to access the host manager. And this is the home page of Tomcat server. Now I want to install the Apache HTTP server on my Linux instance. For that, what you need to do? Escape. Clear. Check whether the service is available or not by using the. When you check the status systemctl status httpd dot service, that means the service is available or not. It will give you the service not found, that means could not be found. You are not installed the Tomcat HTTP server. That means you have to install using the yum command, then only it will install. In the initial stages itself, at the beginning I have explained about all the yum commands, what it will do. Yum install httpd hyphen y. Hyphen y means that is yes, you want to install. Suppose if you are not passing hyphen y, it will ask you to explicitly ask you to whether you need to proceed or not. See, we'll click, it will ask whether you want to proceed or not. Install size is 5.4. See, it is asking no, I don't want to proceed. Aborted. Suppose we will check now. Yum install httpd hyphen y. It is not going to ask, it is directly install. See, installation complete. Now you can check the status. httpd dot status. It is inactive dead state. That means we are not enabled. Systemctl enable httpd. Now we can check. We can start the service. You can use systemctl start httpd. Now we can check the status. It is active and running. See, it is active and running. Suppose if you want to stop using the systemctl command, systemctl stop httpd. It is stopped. Now I can check the status. It is inactive dead state. This is how you want to install and start the Tomcat HTTPD server. Now I am going to start again. By default, suppose if you want to check the status of your HTTPD server, you can use 80 port. See, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. That means the service is running, HTTP service is running, up and running. Now get inside a directory of your HTTP server service. cd Suppose if you edit any HTML content, then it will come here. You can just refresh this page, all the static HTML pages, it will come. That's all for today. In the upcoming session, we will discuss about the SonarQube server. What is SonarQube server? Why we have to use that SonarQube server? And summarize what we will discuss today. In the Tomcat admin side, deploy warfile. That is two ways. Deploy from local PC and deploy from server. So port number we have changed, and we have discussed about the start stop deploy, start stop deploy and reload. All will discuss it. And even we have enabled the HTTPD service and external configuration for instead of web apps we use our own folder. This is all the summarizes. Nice. We need to follow our tutorial call and simply type Google AWS tutorial Chandra. See, by default you will get my channel, so you can get inside. Please make sure that you can.
Hello everyone, last session we discussed.
If you like this, you can subscribe and get simple and easy guide. And we have already configured for the blog also we have checked. This is my blog. So please follow the blog or you can follow social media. If you have any doubts, please comment it and we will discuss on that. Thank you guys. Thank you all.